you know, what's interesting is, just looking at these two guys, if I were to say that they're a couple of homosexuals, and I'm not going to follow that with a politically correct disclaimer. I'm not going to do that. I say what I mean what I say. If I would have told you these were a couple of homosexuals, most people probably would say, okay, yeah, that's what they look like. These guys, if I were to say the same thing about them, and I don't see any difference, they would probably want to argue the point and say, no, man, no, what you talking about? What you talking about, man? We ain't gay, dude. What's up? What's up? What you mean? What you mean? What's the difference? You're doing the same thing. They just got a little bit bolder. Instead of wearing the undershorts under their pants, they just went all out, and they're doing the same thing you're doing. In fact, I'm about 100% convinced that they're gay. I would actually think the same thing about you guys. You might be on the down low, but I'm sorry. I mean, because it's not that women have said, yeah, man, I'm looking for a dude whose ass is hanging out. Okay, fine. Let me look. There may be some women that look like this. That's exactly what they're looking for. They're not looking for guys like that. Which is okay. It's fine, because guys like that probably are not looking for women like this. Only people checking for women like this are guys like this, and this, and this. Oh yeah, and guys like this too, if they're not gay, yeah, they would probably be checking for women like that. You know. I just can't get over that. I mean, it just boggles my mind. You know, not too long ago, there were 4 generations of men in my family at my house having a conversation. Except for the youngest one, who was too young to talk. It was my 81-year-old dad. Actually, when it happened, he was 80. He's 81 now. It was myself, my 23-year-old son, and then his son. It's 4 generations. And by the way, 3 of us all have the same name. Myself, my son, my grandson, we all have the same name. My son honored me by naming his son after me, and I honored my son by naming him after me. And frankly, if I had been my dad's first, my dad would have named me after him, but he named my older brother after him. So, and that means something, and I don't want to get all into that, but the point is that we were having a conversation about this. And my dad and I talk about stuff like this a lot, and it's like, we can't wrap our brains around it. Like, what type of family did you come from? What type of home environment did you have? And we're big on manhood, because in my family, we teach the boys to be men. We raise them to be men. It is totally unacceptable for you to be less than a man. And what that means is, in our family, you should be a full-fledged, not an honorary mention, but a full-fledged man at 18. You should actually be one before you turn 18. Certainly, manhood should catch up with you at 18. And it's not easy, but that's the expectation. Unfortunately, we have these 30, 40, and 50-year-old boys running around that have never grown up. Followers rather than leaders. Follow the leader. It's entirely possible that one of these guys feels like a damn fool with his ass hanging out. But because the losers he associates and hangs out with, all their asses are hanging out, so he figures, hey, my ass had better hang out too. I'm going to look out of place. They might tease me because I'm not showing my ass. Ladies, those of you who are ladies, and I feel the same way about the men and the women. That's why I said you have 30, 40-year-old boys running around. You also have females who certainly are females. They absolutely are women. They are mankind who have a womb. So therefore they'd be women once they're no longer little girls. But a lady is something entirely different. Just as I say, not all boys are men, regardless of their age. Not all females are ladies, regardless of their age. Many females never become ladies. Never. Hello? Yes. Okay. No. Yes. You're welcome. Anyway, people, this is what men look like. And that's why I purposely selected a variety of images. You don't have to put on a suit and a tie to be a man, and putting a suit on a tie on doesn't make you a man. There are those who say clothes make the man. Well, I don't really agree with that. It's everything that makes the man or the boy, the woman or the female or the lady. Including how you carry yourself, how you think, how you interact with other people, everything else. But upon first glance, I would say these are men and these are boys, period. These are little boys right here. Little boys. All of them too insecure to be independent. Not one of these people would have the strength, and I could respect them more if they did, to be a trendsetter and say, if nobody else was doing it, I'm going to pull my pants down where my whole ass is hanging out, and I'm going to start a fashion statement. They wouldn't do it because they're followers. They're not leaders. And the people that are true leaders are not the ones that would do something like this. This is what followers do. And the true leaders did not, the ones who started this crap did not even do it because they were true leaders, because they're not. You know why they did it? They didn't have a belt. Simple as that. They didn't have a belt, and they did not have the self-respect, the dignity, the maturity of the class to even give a damn about how ridiculous they looked. And because people in the hood looked up to them because they were what they call OGs, original gangsters who'd done some time in prison, they started copying them. I mean, that's the story behind it, seriously. Oh my God. This is too much. Utterly ridiculous. For the images I selected on the left, in order to show the contrast, I'm just really stunned and impressed with this outfit here. It's very classy. I purposely selected a variety of types of pictures. These women are dressed very casually. They're wearing jeans and a top. Very simple attire. Jeans and a top. So you don't have to always dress like this in order to look classy. Now, this is not what you would call a classy attire. But regardless of how they are attired, it's conceivable for us to get the impression, based upon their behavior, that these are classy women. Is there anybody that would try to argue the point and say that these women on the right look classy? And they're dressed up. These women are not dressed up, and they look 10 times classier than these women, and they are dressed up. They're wearing their heels, they're wearing their dresses, they're wearing their makeup, they're wearing their jewelry, they're doing all the things women would do when they try to dress up. And they're dressed up. These women are not. They look trashy. These women look much classier than they do. Just casually attired. Get her done. Psycho. Teardrop the heart. I mean, wow. People. This image here is pretty interesting. This guy started off looking like this. It's all the same guy, by the way, in case you didn't notice. And he started a family, and he no longer wanted to look like this. So he started going through the process of getting his tattoos removed, and it went from this to this to this to this to this to this. Here it looks like he just got a lot of dirt on his face. To this, and finally to that. Same guy. Now, why would you take a face like this, or this, or this, or this, or any other face for that matter, and do that to it? It's just so ridiculous. The things people do for attention. The things people do for attention. The things we do. Some of you might think, wow, this isn't even fair. You've acknowledged that the woman on the left is very beautiful. She's dressed very classy, and you put her next to this. You think it's not fair to her. Why not? You're the one that decided to put on a clown suit. You're going to get more attention than her. Oh, yes, you're going to get more attention than her. She's going to get attention because people will look at her and say, wow, that's a beautiful woman. That's a classy looking woman. They're going to admire her style, her dress, and then they're going to notice her smile, her demeanor, her makeup, and all the little things. The overall picture is wonderful. They're going to look at this. You're going to get even more attention. They're going to stop looking at her and look at you. They're going to want to take pictures of you. You know why? Because they want to show them to other people. They're going to say, you are not going to believe the freakazoid that I saw today. And she probably actually thought she looked good. You go through all this trouble. And see, I've got an imagination, plus I'm an artist. Now, if you were to, I would say just take this weave off completely. It doesn't match you. It doesn't fit you at all. Just take it off completely. And I don't know what your natural hair looks like, but do something with it. And if you have to wear weave, wear a different type other than that. Get rid of the pink, ridiculous clown eyebrows and the fake eyelashes that look so ridiculous. This gaudy, whatever this is, blue type, whatever lipstick crap, look like you've been kissing bubblegum or something. I don't know what that crap is. Take all that crap off. Put on some nice, simple, natural looking lipstick like this, for example. And this little studded piercing beauty mark, I guess. Get rid of that crap. It's tacky too. I'm sorry. If you were to do that, I can actually, like I said, I have an imagination. This woman wouldn't be so bad at all. Still wouldn't be as cute as her, but You, I'm speechless. I'm speechless. The things people do to themselves in their desperate effort to get attention. Wow. You've got to be kidding me. Why don't you guys come out the closet? All you guys that walk around with your fucking ass hanging out, why don't you come out the closet? And leave straight women alone. It's one of the reasons so much AIDS is floating around. You guys are poking each other in the ass and then you go back to women and giving that crap to them. How the hell are you going to sit here and tell me that you're not a homosexual with your ass hanging out like that? That is about as gay as anything could be. Oh my God, I cannot imagine having a daughter to bring home some crap like this and say, this is my boyfriend. And I don't give a damn who it is. Yeah, that's Little Bow Wow. And I don't know who this guy is, but oh my God, you're no better than these guys here. You're the same. But at least he's getting paid. Maybe he is too. But, oh my goodness. Oh yeah, I could have kept my opinion to myself, but I'm not going to. Hood ratchetness. These are CDs, and she's actually out in public. And it's not Halloween. It's not Halloween. She's out in public. She's got CDs. She's made a bra out of CDs. And she's got You've got to be kidding. This is what I am talking about. Class versus trash. All of the extras. I mean, women that actually look good will get far more positive attention just throwing on a pair of jeans. They don't even have to be tight. And a t-shirt or a sweatshirt. And spending about 20 minutes flipping their hair together, throwing on a little bit of makeup, and throwing on some simple jewelry. Than the hours and hours and hours that you spend with all of this ghetto ratchetness, actually convincing yourself that this kind of lunacy is attractive. A woman doesn't even have to be that attractive to look better just by carrying herself and dressing in a nice, conservative, decent, ladylike fashion. She doesn't have to be that cute to look way better than those who spend hours trying to be creative and set themselves apart. Where any decent guy would be ashamed to go any place with you in public. Or to even say that they know you, to be honest. And if those of you who thought or think that this ridiculous sagging was a black thing, then you're deluded. It absolutely is not. It never was a black thing, even though, like many of the trends that are out there, including whether negative or positive, were started by black people, and sagging is one of them. But it's not a black thing. It was always an ignorant, ghetto thing. I didn't say thing, I said thing.